night, Carlos and Jay, alright. Talking love so bright under the studio lights. Dating tips galore, they're never a bore. Laughing till we're sore, tuning in for more. Love in black and white, they keep it loose and tight. Putting love back in sight with every funny bite. Relationships they break, from real to all that's fake. These guys never flake, always make you stay awake. Love in black and white, Carlos, Jake, take flight. Keep your love in mind so right, every single night. Through laughter, tears, and fears, they've gotten us for years. With jokes and all that's dear, our love's clear. Through laughter, tears, and fears, they've gotten us for years. With jokes and all that's dear, our love's clear.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White, where each week Carlos and I try and put the love back in you right. I'm one of your hosts, Big Irish Jay Hollingsworth, and as always, we have the Coco co-host, the Black Don Juan, the part-time famous full-time funny Carlos Anthony.
Yeah, in the building.
I was, dude. Hey, what up, Stormbreakers in here, dude? I was literally yelling that to Justin. I was like, Justin, I got a delivery. Can you get it? It's gonna be, hey, what's everybody? And I was like, fucking, I got a little food delivery coming. Let me turn off my microphone here. Yeah, all kinds of surprises happening. You didn't know you were on a show tonight?
I promise you, had you not said anything, I was about to be in this house relaxing. And y'all would have been like, hey, where's Carlos at? No, he's not coming.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. I mean, that's what happens, I guess, when you're working so much. Just always working.
I guess so, man. I promise you, I'm glad you said that, though. I mean, I'll take the money, but god damn, I sure forgot.
Now, I think we had mentioned it on the last episode. You had a date coming up. And I know the results or you had a show you were going to coming up. Do you want to give a quick recap of what you were where you were at before going to this, what it was and everything, and what happened at the event?
So okay, so we're gonna start with where
I
was at.
This is, by the way, this is my version of getting my tea. It's a little fucking sucker.
So yeah, Sunday night I was at the Nas concert at the Wynn Encore Theater, and it was dope. It was absolutely fantastic. Now we can rewind this and talk about how I got there.
Now, and it's excuse me, it's not just Nas, it's Nas playing with the Las Vegas
Philharmonic.
Yeah,
so it was
dope.
Celebrating 30 years of Illmatic. So it was just a dope experience. Like I said, we were right there, and I say we loosely.
Just a couple right there.
Yeah, we were right there. And this is to give the backstory on this. So how I got here, I got offered a ticket to a show, and I'm thinking the whole time that it was, hey, I can't go, so here you go. So it wound up being, no, we're actually going together. And I was like, but that's interesting, because I don't really talk to her like that. And so we never had a conversation like that before.
Don't yet.
Well, it started. It definitely started. And so I hope, well, it doesn't matter right now, because if she's on my YouTube channel, she follows the page. If she's on the YouTube channel, she's about to hear about this. So
I mean, you told me you were very thankful. You appreciated it. Absolutely. You had a good time. It was amazing.
Absolutely. Let's be very crystal clear. Great company, cool person. It just not, again, like I said, I'm not in that space. So I wasn't really there for a potential mate or hookup moment. But you could just tell during the show, you know how people I'm trying to enjoy the show, I'm watching the show. You can see people out of your peripheral and they're looking at you like,
Oh no.
and I was like,
No.
I'm trying to, and it'll be the slight nudge every so often, like, and I was like, yeah,
Every
no,
once in a while, a little.
no, no, none of that, none of that. But here's where I'm just gonna have to probably eventually have this conversation
Oh no.
because the day after I got a message, hey, I want you to listen to this poem that I went into the studio and I made today, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
So
Is she like a singer or
poet, yeah, she's a
she's a
so she's
poetess?
a poetess. And
Poetist?
so I'm not gonna tell you the name of the poem,
Mm,
but it's
well,
well, I can't fuck it. That's all. It's called My Black Tie Hip Hop Guy.
my black tie hip hop guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I listened.
And see,
Yeah.
okay, like, can I, as you're telling me this, I don't, there's, I'm biting my tongue on so much shit. Like, I don't want to make fun of this person because one,
Not at all.
they're an artist and this is
Mhm.
their art. And, you know, I'm not in that realm. So who am I to fucking make fun of anything? And also, this is, even if you don't have romantic aspirations with the, is that the right word?
Yeah, no, I would take that. That's acceptable.
Even though you don't have romantic future thoughts with this lady, it's a friend, and you don't want to, you don't want to fuck with her
Absolutely.
friend or
Cool.
hurt her friend's feeling.
This is the most conversation we've ever had was at that concert, which
Okay,
obviously was before the concert. So I did learn a lot about her in that short period of time, but that also lets you know, kind of sets the preface for I didn't know you before. So you don't go to a
gotcha.
concert and be like all of a sudden, and now I know what you do for a living, where you go, where you live, what part of town you live in. I didn't know any of that. So I'm just kind of like, hey, but the poem was pretty deep. But it was also interesting because I was like, you made this like the day after. Because I did put on a suit for this. I went on because it was important to show up to the win.
And Nas was in a
And
suit.
Nas,
The
yeah,
video you showed, yeah,
it wasn't a formal thing, but you had to look nice.
yeah. You're a
And so,
black tie hip hop guy. That's your next album.
no,
The black
no.
tie hip hop guy.
No, and this can't even be a clip for this because
I won't.
but yeah, I don't know. It's just been quiet since because I didn't really give too much after that. I was just like, okay, I'll listen to it. So I'm hoping that we don't have to have that conversation because I don't want to believe that she believes that there's potential. But I'm like,
Wait. Hold on. You don't want her to believe that there's potential.
no.
Okay, gotcha. I'm with you. All right.
Yeah, no. I want her to just be cool. Like we had a good time. Whatever that moment was, what it was, what it was.
It was what it was.
Because even there, she was like, because it was such a special moment for me. She's from New York, and again, I learned it that night, and so Nas was special to her, and I was like,
You see Victoria's comment? I won't say
oh,
it.
I
All right.
see. What's up, Victoria? I hope not. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself. I definitely appreciate the graciousness, for lack of better words, of inviting me. And the seats were dope. I mean, second row, dude. He was literally right there. Like he was literally right there. He looked face to face almost a couple times. He just looked and was like, get the throws. What's up? That's how close we were. So
The
I'm like,
second row is like giving up some drawers seats.
It is. I almost felt like I owed her that. I almost felt like I did owe her that.
Little
but
reach
then I
around
was-
anything?
I gave her a little.
Did you give her a kiss goodbye?
No, she
Not
did.
even
I guess
on
she
the
did.
cheek?
It was more like
Okay.
she did that to me, and I was like, oh, okay, But I also felt like, I guess if I would have wanted the night to go on, she would have, because she even took an Uber down there, and I was like, she doesn't drink, and so I was like, why'd you do that?
She was
You-
drinking in your essence.
Have a nice night, ma'am. It was
Thank you
a
so
nice.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks so much. I owe you.
Catch
You
you at the
know,
next concert.
and I may. I mean, we'll see how this plays out. I may obviously as a return. We might go to dinner. I mean, I'm cool with that again. If we go keep it cool, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if this turns into more of hey, I'm trying to see what you're doing. I see this. She got drunk. And no, I wasn't even giving them vibes. I wasn't giving those vibes. So we'll see how this unfolds. Are we on for number 2 of I don't know.
Now, you know what I was gonna. I'm not. I haven't. So if this lady is watching or listening or whatever, I don't know. I don't know anything about her other than literally what you just told. So it just brought up a thought that I had, but it's not a reflection of her. I just have to say that out there because again, I have no idea what this chick looks like. I don't know if she's white, black, skinny, tall, fat, short, any of that shit. Anyways, and I don't want you to tell me. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But this is more speaking to like people that like you, and you don't see them that way, right? So, you've never been fat, have you?
No,
Okay,
no.
Okay, you don't have to say it with such an attitude. Fucking fat shamey.
No.
So when what was a trip is like when I was fat or at my fattest, however you want to say it. It's like I mean I still like I mean I said it on stage like I dated women way out of my league, dated women fine women, there'd be girls that I don't know if they were like. I mean, he's fat. I'm fat. We'd work. And then like, and like come at me like it was just
right.
like, it was a sure thing. And I'm like, nah, I'm not really attracted to you. I mean, I know I'm fat, but I
got standards, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, I like them thick, but it's a different level.
Right.
But yeah,
it's on the record. She's not attractive. But it's just my my preference. So I'm cool.
Victoria, thank you so much.
Don't be blowing his head up, Victoria, making him think this is.
Thank you so much, Victoria.
Nobody
it's
nobody want to hear all that.
yeah, nobody gives a shit about that, dude. I mean, I was, dude, or I'd have like older like white trash ladies, and I'm like, you are the first of this thing from what I'm attracted to. I mean, I've never dated a white chick or had a white girlfriend, and it's
because everybody, I mean, and that's the reality of life. Everybody has their preferences. You look at it, yeah. Everybody has their preferences, so it's definitely not a shot against her at all. But I just not my preference.
Now, how old were you when you lost your virginity?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
You don't know. Count. You still virgin?
I am. My kids were made by the Immaculate Conception. I'm going to say right around 17, 18.
Yeah, I was 16. She was 21.
Okay, you just go keep the brag going, huh? Okay, all right.
Well, no, dude, I had no like. I think I've told this before on this possibly with Manny, but like I always say, different people like coming up sexually, so to speak. I was with a guy that while I was in having my first time having sex in that moment was literally like I had no knowledge whatsoever. Like I say like some people will just gradually progress to where now they have sex. Like, they, first base, second base, blah, blah. I was like a nerd growing up. Like I collected comics and I was in 8th grade. I lived with my grandparents and they fed me like like grandparents do. And that's when I blew up and got fucking hella fat when I was like in 8th grade. And then that's where the weight problem started. But I always like was playing sports and everything. So I went from pretty much like maybe kissing a girl was like the most I'd ever done to I'm in bed with a woman about to have sex and I have no fucking clue. Like I remember I from movies and shit, I thought I would just somehow end up inside her. Like I didn't know I had to be put inside her. And dude,
Steps to it for sure.
oh dude. What's this? What Victoria? What the fuck are saying?
You did say that, and I didn't say anything.
Wait, what did I say?
Maybe I heard it wrong. You said
What'd I say?
when I was with this guy, and I was like,
no.
oh,
Sorry, this
I
girl.
wasn't saying
Her
that,
name was Julia. But dude, like so inexperienced. This is how inexperienced I was. Is like as we were, having intercourse or whatever. She literally goes, "Hey, let's get a little rhythm going." Just like, oh, okay, fucking whatever, man. You just tell me what you want me to do.
You didn't know what the rhythm was. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about, lady.
Dude.
Ma'am, you're 21.
Yeah,
You show me. You tell me what the rhythm is.
you can vote.
Right. Right. Vote.
I can
drink,
vote
do
in my
all
high school. That's about it. Okay, I didn't know I said that. Yeah, well, I misspoke.
that. I like that. You like, man. I'm going to clearly state Julia, not Julian. Right.
Dude, and I had no shit. And I remember I had like fucking music. I think it was probably Jodeci.
Okay. You had to. Okay.
But I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. I didn't know what to do with it. She was like,
come and talk to me about how to do this.
She's like, I will definitely not forever be your lady. You're lucky I'll be your lady for the next 10 seconds.
Hilarious.
And then and because I like, I had no experience, whatever. I remember at the time, right as soon as we finished, I almost felt like ashamed. Like I felt almost ashamed and also like almost like a little sick to my stomach for just like maybe like a minute or two. Then I was like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go again. But it was so weird, it was
I
just
got the rhythm now. I think I got the rhythm. I got the music. It's on one and two.
Can we try again?
Right.
What was your first time like? Did you? How was your? Yeah, no shit. Were you dating before and then like it just progressed, or was it my experience?
Mine just happened. It was with another person I was going to college with.
Person, interesting. You use those
lady. I'm not going to say her name because I definitely know she still watches. But yeah, it was the first. She took complete control. Again, had no clue.
Did she know that you were, or she was your first?
No.
That's why you can't say the name. I got it.
I was like, yeah, nope. And so she just took control, and I was like, hey, I guess this is what's supposed to happen. Huh?
like Ace Ventura, when the lady grabs him, he's just fucking.
Absolutely, I was like, hey, just go for it. Do what you got to do. I am all on board with this. But then it was over fast. It was over fast because that adrenaline and that excitement. You like, hey man, I think I'm done here. So what's next? What do we do next?
Did you guys ever hook up again?
Oh yeah, it wound up being my girlfriend for a little while. And
not me. Just see if I got that rhythm again, or ever got the rhythm. Never again.
It's still, like I said, still cool to this day. Still cool to this day.
Haven't talked to the girl since way back then.
Okay, well, hey, life moves on.
Yeah. And then I think some of my boys ended up banging her. I think, or no, one of my buddies, I think like dated her after a while. I don't know if he even knew that we hooked up. I don't know if she ever told him. I mean, I'm sure it was nothing to brag about.
Oh, okay. Well.
Oh man,
yeah, it was the good old days.
Where's the craziest place you ever hooked up with someone?
Underneath the bleachers of the game. The game was going on.
High school or college?
College.
Oh, right.
And I was in the whole band outfit and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
The guys running, like the crowd's cheering. You're like, yes.
Touchdown!
Yeah, they're doing the wave for me.
Yeah, it was the most random. Again, another random. The shit just happened, man. It's like, all right, man, here we are.
I'm trying to think. Mine, I'm a park, or maybe I remember this place. I fucking it's past statute of limitations. Cook Paging. I used to work at paging company in Oregon, and I had keys to the place. I don't know why, but I took some chick to the job at night, and then we banged at the job. I'm like, probably,
Baby, is that you vibrating? No, these pagers.
yeah. Text me 69.
Right.
Laundry mat bathroom for Stormbreaker.
Okay. All right. All right. That's a different place. The gentle hum of all the dryers going off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've heard some women like the laundry machines by themselves. So,
Well, I bring that into my new joke.
yeah. What about you, Victoria? What? Let's. I don't see you commenting in here, Victoria. Were you
No,
trying to be
she
shy
said
now?
nothing yet. No, that one.
Oh
Yeah, you got
man.
to answer that one, Victoria. Yeah, man, it's been an interesting ride, but now here we are.
Yeah. I'm trying to bring up our topics. We just got into it because I wanted to. Oh, I see this topic you have in here. Actually, I'm gonna get on this one. And by the way, shout out to Carlos for putting topics in here. And again, you guys can email us anything
Mhm.
you want us to talk about, or if you have questions, or you want a guy's point of view. LBW, love in black and white. LBW pod at gmail.com. That's lbwpod at gmail.com if you want to send in some
There we
questions or whatever.
go.
I want to do this one. I like this: social media and dating.
Yeah, man.
What
It's well, I thought about that because I see a lot of people who have gone through relationships via social media. They live it out, they play it out all on social media, which is quite bizarre to me. And then when they break up, then you see that the aftermath of that too. When they start putting up their single pictures and everybody, now all of a sudden they're cute again, women, and dudes start bashing more women. It's an interesting thing. So I'm always interested to know how people feel about it. I'm not a huge fan of having a relationship that is strictly being posted daily on social media. I think it invites the foolishness.
That's interesting. So first, I'll get Victoria's comment. Her craziest place was a bathroom at a party or the lawn of an apartment complex. All right, Victoria.
Apartment
Jesus.
complex.
Yeah. Did you do it in the future resident space?
Right.
And Stormbreaker said laundromat bathroom, and he said she was the manager of the place and she was just recently divorced, and I was 17, she was 36, and I
Oh,
was just on my way into the Marine Corps, about to head to boot camp in a couple of weeks. Okay,
talk
Stormbreaker.
about a send off. That is all right.
Yeah. Change your name to Vagina Breaker.
Yeah, usually you just salute the troops. You like,
Yeah. She's like, a 10 chun? You're like, yes, ma'am.
absolutely, goodness, that is
Drop
one
down and
for
give
the
me
books.
69.
Right.
um, but what you were saying about the social media thing, it's interesting because like Angel and I, we never like talked ahead of time about like, okay, so how are we handle this social media? We both,
Mhm.
I don't know if it's because we're both older or what, but and we've talked about how like we live life in life in real time. It's like we don't like, well, we both will post stuff for certain things, like, oh, Angel did this, or she'll like, Jay got this for me or whatever, or her birthday and stuff like that. But yeah, that's your new nickname, Stormbreaker. Um, but oh Jesus, I almost hit Leaf Studio by accident. You're almost here solo, Carlos. But yeah, Angel had said that one time. She's like, we do our memories in real time, or in real
Right.
life. We don't need to put it up on social media or whatever. Yeah, and I also read something that actually I've read a couple articles that says that people that don't post all their business or their relationship stuff on Facebook have more successful
Absolutely.
relationships,
I
which
can
it's
understand why.
yeah. Have you ever been dating someone where they brought that up? Like, hey, so are we going to change our statuses?
I mean, it's come up, but
Really?
it didn't really turn into a thing per se. But yeah, I've definitely had the conversation that you don't post me enough, you don't show
Wow.
me enough, and I'm like, well, that's because it's between you and I. It's not that I have anything to hide. It's that I don't want people in our personal business. I'm very private when it comes to that. So Can we share pictures every so often? Absolutely, absolutely. But I don't want it to be a thing where that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
mandatory thing.
Yeah, yeah, and also, I mean, like with what we do, I mean, you know, not that I'm like anything at the current moment as far as like a celebrity or anything. I'm not, but you know, if I were to blow up or whatever, you never know. People might come at your significant. I
Absolutely.
mean, and Angel, you know how Angel is. She's fucking strong-willed and everything. So nothing was going to phase her. But just it could create unwarranted and unnecessary drama. I feel like
And here's the thing: people want what you have, regardless of what it looks like. I think a lot of people want what you have, especially if you're making it out to be something great.
That's a good point. The
So
psychological side of it, like
absolutely, it's like so that person didn't want that person until she had him or he had him. Must be up to something. So then it becomes a thing. So no, I'd rather not have to go through all that, especially in the industry that we're in. It's not worth the time. Plus, again, we do have, let's call it what it is. Everybody has to have a certain persona, and
yeah,
there's a persona, and then there's the reality of it. As long as you're not capitalizing or trying to capitalize on the persona of being a single person in your regular life, then we got to do what you got to do to get these asses in the seats. so you shake hands and kiss babies all day long, but I'm definitely would like to be respectful of my relationship in that matter too.
yeah. I know, dude. There was a girl in Boston that she would for shows she would post back when Craigslist had like casual encounters and dating and all that shit. I don't know. They may still, but what up, Sandy? Sandy's in here.
What up,
Angel.
Stanley?
Oh yeah. Yes, I am gonna bring her on. Did I say I was gonna bring her on this week? Maybe I'll see about next week.
No, you said soon though. Yeah.
Yeah, and I talked to her about it and she's down. But excuse me, what the fuck was I just saying? Sandy, I got short.
Boston. You talking about
Oh yeah,
girl in
yeah, this
Boston.
girl. So she would post on Craigslist that like she was single and she would, I think she would like send out almost like a blast or like, hey, I'm single and I'm interested. I like white guys and this and that. I'll be the
Mhm.
Asian girl wearing the red sweater at this comedy show. And she wasn't Asian. And she,
Oh, okay.
but just so she could get people to come to the shows.
Hey, that's pretty dope though. But it's gonna probably bring about 50 dudes that ain't there for comedy. Well, the girl in the Asian with
Exactly. And we would fucking be like, I bet that's one. We would
right,
fucking,
right. There's one Asian with a red sweater shows up, then she starts getting harassed.
yeah, fucking sneaky ass.
Right.
Yeah, this I saw this the picture thing you posted on here. Why are so many 40 and older men holding out for women who are 10 to 15 years younger and deciding to marry her versus dating a woman in his age range or her age range? I mean, right? It could
Yeah,
be
I'm gonna say,
women that are.
or
Don't hold back. Tell me your perspective and thoughts. Okay, why are so many 40 and older men holding out for women? Interesting. Do you have thoughts on this?
I mean, being a part of the over 40 and over.
Yeah, you're about to be 50 over.
I'm about to be 50. I do see a few extra men over 40s that are looking for younger women, and I don't have the answer to that one. I would safely assume is based off of their thought process of being, I'm gonna say control, but having the upper hand with life experiences, which is
Mm,
quite bizarre to me from that perspective, because at this stage of the game, I would think you would want somebody who's more mature and able to deal with a lot of situations that we deal with at this level. So I'm going to safely assume that it's based off of just them wanting to have somebody younger that they can kind of lead and guide. But I ain't trying to be a father.
Stormbreaker said Carlos doesn't even look close to 50. God is good.
Yeah,
All
ain't he?
right,
Ain't
all
won't he
right,
do it?
all
Won't he
right.
do
We
it?
get it. We get it. You look young.
Won't he do it?
I one thought I have, and this actually like I can speak to it is, um it might be if these 50-year-old dudes or over 40 are maybe they don't have kids or they waited and they want kids, and so
Mm.
that's why. Like I'm like growing up, I thought, oh, like by 30 I'll have kids and this and that, and it just never happened. And then I got to where I was just like, eh. It's just
Right,
it's like,
right. I get it.
and so but yeah, I mean, I've said on here before, Angel's the first woman I've dated that is like right at my age, you know.
Mhm.
I usually would be younger by a few years, you know. Sometimes shit, I think I did tell this on the podcast before. My dad was in his fucking 40s dating a 21-year-old and just hot, like not like, oh, it's cool that he's dating somebody that just happens to be 21. It's like, no, you're like, god damn, what the
Right. You just
dad
pulled a
is
baddie.
fucking,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
fucking Big Cat. That was my pop's nickname. Big Cat was fucking
Yeah, I
dude.
mean, to each his or her own. But that makes you make a good point though, in terms of maybe that's it. But again, I think that's a conversation. If you find an older woman that you're attracted to, you have to. Those are hard line conversations you got to have on the front end. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
because if that's something that you want, then if she can't provide that, then it's a. I don't know if that's a red line for them that they can't take it. So but I don't know, man. I've been on that fence. I ain't gonna say recently as to what the I guess what the age range should be or can be that makes sense. Because I do meet a lot of, unfortunately, I meet a lot of younger girls, and I'm like, or women, and I'm like, oh,
Not girls.
yeah, not girls, not girls. That's why I had to correct that,
I know, I know.
correct that quickly. Younger
What's
women,
the
and I don't
youngest you
know.
would date?
Especially now I'm about to be
13?
50. No. You fuck like I
Get
look
you in
like R.
trouble.
Kelly.
I know.
um, I don't know, especially being 50. I would say 37.
37. Okay.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. But again, I'm basing that on a lot of very factors because the maturity level has to be extremely high,
Yeah,
in that regard.
that was one thing I was going to say too. That also might be. By the way, Sandy said Carlos is that gentleman gesture, though. He and Jay are both cordial guys who take care of us middle-aged ladies. Sandy. Um, uh, One thing too might be. Every, like you said, every situation is its own unique situation. But um, if you're in your 40s or older, and a woman that's in that same age, that woman probably she has like a lot of life experiences, and
Mhm.
she has opinions and stuff. Versus like somebody younger, maybe you feel like you like kind of what you said earlier, like maybe you can control them more, or which to me would be like traits of a weaker man, like a weaker,
Absolutely.
you know, I, I want somebody that's, my equal or I can learn from,
Percent.
I think that's, I don't know. The only thing I would think is, for like in my scenario would be if it was somebody that wanted kids, then okay, I could get that. Yeah. You want to date somebody younger,
Mhm.
but other than that, I don't know. But at the same time, I could, it is like the mentality. So like, what if you met a girl that was 29 and she's just mature and cool as shit?
That
You
would
would just
linger, yeah,
automatically
yeah,
up the
that
number.
would linger in my head because at 29, shit, my sons can pull a 29-year-old. I don't know.
Well, so can pops.
I don't know. So I mean, I would. That'd be a hard sell. That'd be a hard sell. It might be fun for a little while, but I mean that'd be a hard sell as a long-term relationship.
I'm reading to Victoria's. Victoria said, "Good question. See you as a 36-year-old lady dating guys in 40s or close to 40. They just don't commit. Now I feel old." What?
I
uh,
don't, but we don't ask that same question of women. Like women don't can date a younger guy, and this is not even a question, which is interesting. But we don't have. I don't think we see a lot of that. Well, what about women 40 dating a 25-year-old, a 30-year-old man? Nobody's asking that question, and I don't know why, but I mean, it goes both ways to me.
Yeah, that's a good question. Now, so you said you wouldn't date a 29-year-old. Doesn't matter how cool she is. Well, okay, what if what? Okay, hold on. I'm going to set up a scenario.
I said it's a hard sale.
Okay, all right. So it's not impossible, but because I was going to give a scenario that you probably would, where like let's say it's somebody that you not in comedy, but somebody you worked with, let's say
Mhm.
in a corporate job, and you've been coworkers for a long time, and she's moving on or whatever to another job, so you're not going to be working together anymore. You've always
Mhm.
got along. She's fine. You've always thought she was attractive, but you were always like, she's too young, blah blah blah. But very mature for her age and has her shit together, all that. And then as she's leaving, she goes, Carlos, I didn't want to approach you while we were working together, but I'm leaving. I'm still staying in town, but I'm going to this other company. And I'd really like to go out with you sometime.
I mean, we go out. We go out.
We go out, we
But
go to like a Nas concert, second row.
right. Second row Nas concert. Yeah, of course. Yeah, go, baby. I don't. I mean, we go out, but again, I don't know. I don't know how that would look long term. I'd really have to be digging this woman to be like, I'm going to take this on, and
Okay.
not ever think about the fact that there's almost a 20-year age gap here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's
Because I think of that
big
too.
old
You
age.
think, right? You think about that. When you were 20, she wasn't even born.
Wow. You could have
That
been
that's that's
could have
that's
been hooking up with her mom.
right, right.
She
Honestly,
could be your daughter.
right. What your papa look like, baby? That's what I
Yeah.
should say. What your
Oh,
papa? What
I
your
don't
papa?
know. Does he have like a Spanish name or something? I don't know. I
All
think he
right.
was Mexican.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm trying to find okay, so I'll just ask you, what are your hard outs, so to speak, or hard nose? Like if
Immaturity.
okay.
Immaturity is an easy out. Immaturity is an easy out. I think that's the main one right there because everything else kind of falls in the line after that. You kind of figure out who a person is with how
Drugs?
they handle, huh?
Hard drugs?
I've dated women who've done hard drugs, but I ain't doing not no meth or no you a
Heroin?
consistent cocaine user. No, yeah, that's a
Okay.
hard out. Those are
What was
hard
the
out.
hard drug they were using? Cocaine?
Cocaine,
All right.
yeah, cocaine,
Cocaine, booger sugar.
cocaine.
Your joke. White girl. What is it? What's the other one?
Yeah. So, but I'm like, you got to that would also be a hard out because after a while, this shit wears on you. It starts wearing on you. So, but your life experiences are going to dictate how far this really goes, and if we can really connect like that on a different level.
Stormbreakers wants me to do the girl voice. So I really want to do it. Yeah. Ugh, gross. Or I could do the fucking what is it called? The vocal fry. So Carla.
That's out.
Oh, dude,
You
yeah,
do that, I'm
that's
done.
a hard out for me too. I fucking hate that vocal fry shit.
No,
Drives me
the
fucking
singing
nuts.
while you talk. Oh my god.
So me and my girls are gonna go. Fucking shut up. Oh, I can't stand it.
Because you have to think of now the male part of you speaks, so you have to think of that during sex. Like no.
I
You gonna
don't,
get
I,
it.
I don't even.
Show is
I just
over.
think of that on every moment of every day that I talk to this person. So Tammy Joe or whatever. That was it. It was Tammy Joe. Carlos doesn't know about Tammy Joe. I still have the picture that somebody drew.
What happened?
Tammy Joe was a fictional. I created a scenario with Manny where it was like a white girl that she was in love with Manny. Her parents were racist, but she's disavowed her parents, and she's from the South. My name's Tammy Joe. I love black men. Tammy Joe was so fucking funny.
Hilarious.
Smoking is it's tough to get around somebody that smokes cigarettes for me because I'm
Understood.
allergic to cigarettes, like cigarette smoke and everything. So if I'm around somebody smoking, or if I was to kiss somebody that smoked, I get like sick, like a sore throat and all this shit, and dealing with that all the time, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
That's
that sounds like a hard out for sure.
that's tough. I'm trying to think what other. Okay, what if she? I'm trying to think stuff that you would know up front because you might not know this up front. What if she's like into? She likes like polyamorous. She's polyamorous.
Nah, I'm cool with that. Meaning I'm not cool. I'm not cool. With
You're
that.
cool. You're not cool with that for
You're right.
yourself.
Yeah,
It's
I don't.
cool if
I don't.
that's what you want to do, but I won't be
Yeah,
part of that
do that on your
threesome.
own time. I don't. I don't want that
Do
on my
that on
schedule.
your own time. Hey, we can go out and everything. Do that shit when you in the city.
Yeah, I'm not with that. Because again, here's the other part. There's so much shit going on in this world right now, and so many people just willing to swap partners and do this not safely. I be watching dudes and I be like, man, ain't no way in hell I'd ever go behind you, ever, ever would I go behind you. So you have to think of that. If everybody's just cool with being with whoever, nah, I'm good on that.
Yeah. You don't have any. I'm sure we all have preferences, but do you care white girl, black girl, Asian, or is there
No,
certain that
woman,
you're like, yeah, a woman?
just a
All
woman.
right.
Yeah, a woman
What if
prefer.
they're 100% woman now?
100% woman yesterday and today and tomorrow.
How they came out? You
So
want
yeah,
them out the oven?
yeah, no, I'm good on that. I understand the struggle. I appreciate your courage. However, do that on your own time.
Yeah, yeah. There was a buddy of mine. My buddy, I won't say his name because he's married now. But I mean, well, it wasn't even his thing. But he was down in Tijuana, I believe. I believe it was Tijuana, somewhere in Mexico, and he was at a strip club with his buddies down there. And as he's sitting, and they were all hammered, and he's looking around, he's looking at these girls, and he's like, "Man, some of these girls got some pretty strong jaw lines." So he fucking drunk. He goes up to the manager of the strip club. He goes, "Hey, are these women? Are these women in here?" And this is 20 to 25 years ago, so no PC shit, right? And the guy goes, "100% woman now." And he goes, "Now? What the?" He goes, "Are these women?" He goes, "100% women now. 100%." My buddy's kind of a big dude, so he's
Right.
like, guy's like, "100% woman now," and he's like, "What the fuck does now mean?" So they left, and there was like a sailor dude that was like with another. Yeah, here we go, Victoria. Here on Love in Black and White, we believe in equal live, but have our own preference. Equal live.
I'm typing so fast, Victoria.
Yeah, come on, Victoria. If you're gonna do give an apology video up front. But yeah, there's a sailor that was leaving with one of the chicks, and my buddy goes, "Hey, bro, I think that chick used to be a dude." And I guess he turns, he goes, "Bro, I'm so fucked up, I don't even care right now." I was like, all right.
She's about to go drop the anchor on him.
Dude, seriously. Yeah, I mean, I say I could, I just like Carlos said, I respect your journey, and whatever you identify as, I respect it, and I will identify you however you want to be identified. I know we talked about this on the Hollings Worthless like years ago with Kane and Mike Coletta. And I was saying, could you date someone? Actually, I'll give you the scenario.
Okay.
I mean, I say in the joke, like my thing about I couldn't do it. I couldn't get past mentally. I don't want to set anything up and give you anything. You just answered how you. So I'm going to give you a scenario.
Uh-huh.
You met a girl. She's in your age range. Doesn't do hard drugs. Has her shit together. Fine as fuck. Fine. Whatever you think is like the finest woman, Beyonce or Selma Hayek, whoever. This is what this chick looks like, and her personality, everything is fucking. You're like, she might be the one. You've been out on, we'll say, 3 dates. You haven't. You've had pecs. Good night. She likes you, and you're digging her, and you're out at dinner, and she says, "Though, so, Carlos, things have been going good, right?" We're acting here. You got to act with me. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm playing the
I'm waiting on the hammer to drop. Like,
what up, D-Lob?
So I'm gonna that's from my page because that's a UAPB golden line on there.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh shit. Maybe it's somebody from your chat.
Yeah. Yep. There it is.
Nice. So she's like, so we've been having, I've enjoyed our dates. You're such a gentleman, so smart, so handsome. And I feel like this could Tammy Joe is now Tammy Joe with an E. Tammy Joe. No. You've enjoyed our dates, right?
Yeah, it's been wonderful.
You're already fucking defensive or ready to.
It's been wonderful. What's up, baby?
And
What's
I
happening?
think, I would like to take this further, but I just, I have to tell you something before, and I was born male. I was born a boy, but I transitioned like 15 years ago, and I've lived my life. I've always known I was a woman, and I
Mm.
just, before we take this to the next step, I just want to make sure you're aware and you're okay with it.
Mhm. First of all, I know who's picking up the check now. Since you're going to be the
Oh
man.
fuck!
Yeah, you picking up the check now, and then I'm going to go ahead and vacate the premises. I appreciate you telling me that we've had a good run. We've had a
No,
good
wait,
run.
why? Why?
I don't want that. I don't want
Why?
that.
What do
No,
you
ain't no.
want?
That's right. But that's
What
the
do you?
but. The but. I wasn't expecting a but. That's something you need to let me know up front before we even get started with this. That's a conversation before the
But
first day.
it's full vagina now.
No, that's no, it ain't full vagina. It wasn't before. It ain't a full one. Something's been taken off in order to make it something
Uh,
else.
I mean, you've been grabbing this ass.
No, I have not. No, I have not. I've kept my hands to myself. I'm a gentleman.
You suck this dick.
And
Just-
check, please.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
then she just changes up. No, but yeah,
And
it
that's
was.
we talk about it, we joke about it, but that's a conversation. It's a lot of people getting in bad predicaments because you're allowing it to go on so far into something, and then somebody starts developing feelings, and now you're dealing with that. And
Yeah.
so people's emotions, especially in that raw, after 3-4 dates and y'all been hanging out and
You say you'd go raw?
no, I said your emotions. So yeah, people start feeling the ways about that, and you don't know what their reaction is going to be. So let them know up front.
Yeah, I like my buddies when I presented to them, both of them said that they would be fine with it. And I said I respect that. I know me, and I know I couldn't. I just know I couldn't do it. She could have the prettiest vagina in the world right now, but I just know that it however you want to frame this, maybe I'm weak minded, I don't know, but I just know that as I would look at it, I'd be like, "There used to be a dick here. I know this
Right.
used to be a dick." And then also like, seeing, I go and meet their parents, and then, oh, here's a picture of you when you were a kid. It would just, I know it would fuck with me mentally. I guess I'm
Mhm.
not strong. However you want to frame it, I just know I couldn't do it. I mean, I would have no ill will towards a person. I wouldn't,
Absolutely not.
or anything like that. But I couldn't do it.
And we could be
Stormbreaker.
friends. I mean, we'd
Yeah.
be cool after that. But again, I would be in that particular moment. I'd be pissed off that you waited that long to tell me that.
Mm.
I'd be pissed off in that moment. Could we be friends down the road potentially? But again, that's something we want to know up front. Don't hide who you are, who you were, and let's figure this thing out and see if it works or not for somebody else.
Victoria said, this is a good point. The approval you could also probably be based on the generation you grew up in. Yeah, I mean, I think younger people probably. Hey, what up, Christine Manning? Let's get that baby pic and birth certificate.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and and I have friends that are trans and shit. And I'd be curious to ask. There's a comic, Jay McBride. She's very funny, and
Mhm.
she's trans, and she talks about it on stage and everything. And yeah, I mean, also looking at it from the other side, from a trans person, like that's got to be such like, when do you tell the
Right.
person?
I get that.
I mean, I say in the joke about that, when I went out with that trans girl, that I'm like, I think you should put that in your profile. People can be like, well, that's not your decision. I get, but I just feel like that gets it out of the way up front. Because I had seen back when I was on the dating apps, I would see like on the dating app somebody would it would say at the top like, I'm trans, if that's not your thing, move on, you don't got to be
Right.
rude or whatever. And I know how much trans people get so much shit on just in life in general. They have so much shit they have to deal with. But I just know that I couldn't do it. I know my mind would always go to be like, this used to be a dick here.
And here's
Uh,
other piece of that, like you brought it up, even understanding where what they've had to do, what they've had to deal with, and what they're dealing with. I can understand where that's a difficult conversation up front if you're digging somebody, but
yeah,
to protect your own emotions, if I hope this gets out and people share this and whatever, to protect your own emotions from I'm not educated, not trans, I can't speak for them. You have to be honest with that person so that you're not getting your feelings involved with it, and then both of y'all are destroyed after y'all thought y'all had built something. You don't
yeah,
ever want to put somebody in that position, even yourself. So yeah, go ahead and be honest up front.
yeah. And dude, I can't even imagine. Can you imagine you hooked up with someone and then afterwards they tell you?
I would I would like to think that there'll be some questions in the process. Like,
I don't know.
why all these surgery? Why you got all so much surgery down here? Like, what's going on? This I guess not. I mean, and these doctors are getting wicked with this.
Yeah,
These doctors are getting real wicked with this. They are able to make things look like it never was.
yeah.
So yeah, if we got that far, again, I don't know what the emotional setback happens there, because that's a hard pill to swallow,
I
literally.
remember, dude. I remember. I'm just laughing because yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow. By the way, I call my dick pill. Uh, Victoria said walls would definitely be up for sure after finding out. Like, what else was lied about? True. What up, crazy?
Absolutely.
What up, crazy cutie? Is in the chat. I remember I was in New York with my old Sifu, which is a name for a kung fu instructor, martial arts instructor, Shifu Carey, and Carey's like ex Navy and like blue collar guy, and we were in New York, and he knows the women like the flavor of women I'm attracted to, you might say, right?
Mhm.
So we were in New York. This is probably 20-ish, 20 to 25 years ago. And there was a black chick wearing scantily clad, and we just seen her from the back. And Carrie was like, "Hey, you want me to hook you up? You want me to go say something?" And I was like, "I think that's a man, Carrie. I think that is a dude. I'm not
Right.
sure." And then when he was like, she's got amazing ass though," and I was like, okay, fair enough. And then when we got like around where you could see the front, we were like, oh yeah, that's definitely a dude or trans. I don't know.
Right.
At the time, it might have just been a dude I don't know if they
Yeah.
identified as trans back
Which one
then.
of 'em?
We just want to say here at the Hollingsworth, listen, I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm trying to be respectful of everybody. But yeah, I mean, we were just cracking up because he was like, I mean, he does have a good ass. I was like, okay, I mean, valid, but yeah, it's a guy.
I'm going to pass.
And yeah, and that was 25 years ago. And like you said, I mean,
Mhm.
surgeries now, the stuff they're doing, yeah, fuck. I mean, I don't want to say you get fooled because they identify themselves as
Mhm.
female. So, and I respect that, but yeah, I think it's best to just be honest up front. Uh,
Absolutely.
I mean
Because
that
we shouldn't have to be like doing what Kristen said earlier. I shouldn't have to go to you and I just meet you as who I think is a woman and be like, hey, by the way, could you send me your baby pictures and your birth certificate before this goes any further? I don't want to have to go. I don't want to have to go to that length. Just let me know what you're talking about up front.
yeah, it's again, like you were saying, like we're not trans, we can't speak for the trans community, but like
Mhm.
just I should see if Jay would come on, if Jay McBride would come on, because that's interesting to me. Like
Mhm.
I'd be curious, like what goes through their mind, and how do they broach that subject with someone that they really like, if they're not
Mhm.
saying it up front. I'm gonna hit her up. I'm gonna see if she might come on.
Yeah,
So
I met
that's
a couple times. They're good people. Good people.
yeah, she's great and funny as shit.
Absolutely.
All right, let's do our plugs. We got a show tonight.
Yeah, well, yes, I do.
Yeah,
I didn't know I had a show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but I have a show tonight in Bucks Tavern with Jay. So had he
yes,
not said anything, I would have been sitting here at the house preparing for the weekend. After that, I am back at the LA Comedy Club, and then actually I'm at the LA Comedy Club all next week, headlining New Woo next Thursday or Friday, excuse me, and then everything else y'all can check out on parttimefamous.com.
fuck. Next week I'm in Escondido. Otherwise, I'd go and hang. Yes, we're at Buck's Tavern tonight. This weekend, I'm in Oak Park, Illinois at the Comedy Plex, Friday and Saturday. One show each night. You can go to bigirishj.com for tickets. Next weekend, Escondido. Weekend after that, here in Vegas. Week after that, Brad Garrett's here in Vegas. You can go to bigirishj.com for tickets or parttimefamous.com for Carlos's tickets. And until next week, thanks everybody for tuning in. And
send those questions. We got to always say send those questions in to the email address that Jay is about to give you right now.
Here, I'll put it in the chat. It's L, and if they're listening, it's LBW for Love in Black and White, LBWPOD at gmail.com. That's LBWPOD at gmail.com. And
send those questions. We'll put them up. We'll talk about them. We'll get into the space y'all want us to.
Yes, questions, comments, concerns, all that shit. And D-Lob, thanks for coming in. Christine Manning, I haven't seen Christine, I don't think, for a while. Victoria, Crazy Cutie, all the usual suspects. Sandy J, thank you guys for coming in. Until next week, we'll keep trying to put the love back in you right.